Simple questions for 100 people. Welcome to our experiment, the 100 Person Project. I'm Bill Carell, and this is my investigation. This is a research project to gather data from 100 beautiful human beings for the sole purpose to see what actually happens across the interviews. Now, the questions are fixed, and the interviews will remain consistent, with the variable being the actual participants themselves. It's as if I'm having you, Jenna, come sit on my porch, like all the way from Korea, and share your ideas so I can learn about people. So we're looking forward to what we're going to discover when we're done, and we're very interested in the people, you especially, and the process in your particular story. So with that said, let's just go ahead and dive in. What is your full name?
My full name, like with the middle?
Sure.
Okay. It's Jenna Michelle Rodrigues.
That's pretty straightforward and cool. Are you named for anyone?
I think so. My first name is not after anyone, but my middle name, I think, was my grandfather's middle name on my mom's side because he was not French, but French Canadian. So his middle
Michelle.
name was Michelle. Yeah.
Certainement. Yes. You speak French?
Nope.
Good. No reason to. All right. So, Jenna, what is your favorite nickname that most people don't know?
Um, I don't have a lot of nicknames for some reason. I think it's because my first name was really short, so no one really. But my dad gave me a nickname growing up, and I have no idea where it came from. I'm sure he knows where it came from, but he used to call me Sally Johnson,
That's
and
cool.
there's gotta be a reason. There's gotta be a reference in there, but I don't understand it. But at first it was like, okay, when I woke up in the morning and I looked like a mess, that was Sally Johnson, but then he just started all the time for no reason. So, yeah.
You must have got a rise out of you and then decided that that was a cool name to stick with.
Yeah, at first I was like, "I don't get it. What like, why are you calling me this?" But now it's pretty normal, so I
We
can't.
dads have our reasons, don't we?
I guess so. I mean, I'll figure it out one day, but
So, you've been there now, what, since August? Did you finally get there in early September in Korea?
yeah, I landed August 31st, and my first day of working was the next day on September 1st.
Fantastic. And what do your students call you?
They call me Miss Jenna.
This is Jenna. Okay, that's a good nickname too, right?
Yeah.
So, Miss Jenna, when did you notice first what color hair you had?
Really, really early because my brothers, they all have dark hair, like almost black brown. And my dad is the same. My mom has light hair, kind of like me, but she wasn't really around too much very early on. So it was like me with all of my brothers who I don't really look anything like them. And they all have dark hair, mustache or beard, whatever the heck they have going on. So I was like very different. So I like acknowledged how different I looked from them very early. So like as early as I can remember, like elementary school.
Sure. All right. Now, what is your favorite thing to do to intentionally waste time?
It's gotta be play video games, like just little Switch video games. You could just sit there for like 4 hours and not even think about it, just
Yeah.
doing anything. So definitely.
Totally engaged, and the rest of the world can go away for a little while, huh?
Yes. I usually am like playing my little Pokemon game or whatever, and I play a pot. Oh my gosh. I just threw my phone. But
We'll wait for you to come back.
I'm here. Okay. So play my Switch. And I usually play a podcast on my phone, so I have like something to distract myself if I get bored of my game, and then I go right back. So
Well, after this, you'll have a couple of new podcasts to listen to, won't you?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll move on to question number 5, Jenna. What is your favorite movie to watch alone?
Oh my gosh. It would probably be Disney movies, like, in general. Mostly I don't know what it is about, like, the Frozen movies
Yeah.
and, like, the newer animations that are coming out, but they're so good. But I always feel embarrassed watching them with people because I'm like, "This is just, like, such a fun experience kind of movie." So I'm just like, when I wanna feel, like, comfort, that's what I'll watch is, what's the new one? Like, Moana and things like that.
That one
So,
I've seen. I haven't seen any of the Frozen movies, but I
they're
definitely
pretty
understand what
good.
you. Yeah, they are. Been a big Disney file for most of my adult life.
Yeah, yeah. Those are a safe space for sure.
Sometimes you need that, don't you?
Yes, exactly.
So now this is a great question for you in particular. If you were to have an action figure made of you, what superpower would it have, and what colors would its uniform be?
This is so hard because I feel like I don't know if there's anything that I can do, but maybe maybe one that, like, you press the button and it can, like, translate. I feel like that would be really cool because I feel like, it works. It works with the theme here, but yeah, press a button and it's like a translator, like Google Translate in the action figure. But
Yeah,
the outfit, I have no idea. I mean, I really like green, so maybe a good green outfit, maybe like something chrome, something really standout-ish. That would be cool.
yeah. Green and chrome. Now that's really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't seen anything like that before. That would be a first of. I really think that's very, very
Yeah.
smart.
Full jumpsuit.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe like the chrome helmet too, right?
Right, right. Yeah, anything.
Yeah. So the next question is, what did you want to grow up to be when you were 5 years old?
This is so funny, but when I was really young, I really wanted to be a waitress, like, really badly. Like, I would pretend like waitress, like, every day, like,
Wow.
take orders and, like, go back to my little fake kitchen. So I really wanted to be a waitress. So that was my dream came true.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound so glorious,
Yeah.
but
Fantastic. What was there anything in particular about being a waitress that really got you going? Was it about servicing people or like, carrying stuff back and forth? What do you think it was?
I think it was like, the taking orders part that was fun. It's like, "Oh, this person is telling me what they want, and I'm going to go and get it for them," like, that kind of thing.
Kinda like
So,
a
when I
Wishburne.
yeah, yeah. When I actually was a waitress, I was like I never really had one of those thoughts where it's like, "Oh my god, I hate my job." Like, I always found a lot of value in it, and I really enjoyed the interaction. So I think, like, that dream when I was a kid was very much accurate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Hence you're one of the best people persons that I know, that's for sure.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. Love to
Yeah.
hear it.
So now, Jenna, what is your greatest accomplishment?
Definitely be graduating college, um, because my dad graduated with his bachelor's when he was, like, in his 30s after all of his kids were born, had to go back to school, and my mom never went that far. She only recently went back. She's in her 50s now. She only recently got her associate's degree. So,
That's a great
she's
story.
yeah, like a huge accomplishment for her, and she was inspired by me going to, like, the community college, and she was like, "I can totally do that." So she went back and did it, and my brothers I have 3 older brothers, so I'm the youngest and the only girl, so they never went through college or anything, they just kinda did searching for a job, whatever works, whatever pays, and I was like, "That's not for me, I need to have, like, a plan, like, I need structure." So, getting that degree and, like, seeing my dad, like, react so positively about that and just being like, "I finally did something right," kind of in my head, in his head, he
Yeah,
thought that too. He's really hard on himself, so we both had, like, that moment of, like, we did it. So that was a really good moment for me for sure.
that's a great, great moment. And I promise you this is what I know about you. You will have many amazing accomplishments in your life, not the least of which is to fly 20 hours to a new job.
Oh god, yeah. That was a moment for sure. I don't know what kind of moment, but
And
yeah.
there you are. So, who is your favorite person to listen to?
Is this, like, someone that I know kind of person?
It's your story, it's anybody that you want. Who would you say that if you only had one person to listen to for the rest of your life, who would that be?
Gosh. Oh my gosh, that's such a big question. Um, it would probably be no one is like my mom. I think I would probably pick my mom because she's got stories for days. Like, she could go on and just nonstop. She's got a lot of thoughts. She's got a lot of like opinions and experiences, but she's also very like level-headed and calm.
Yeah,
So I think no matter what she talks about, and we've had those nights where we sit there for hours and just talk about anything and everything. And it never feels, like, exhausting, and it feels like I could just keep going even though it's like, "I gotta go to bed now." But, um, yeah, I feel like I could listen to her say anything for hours on end because she just I don't know what it is about her, but I feel like her mind is, like, so, like, deep and complex. Like, her thoughts of, like, such abstract things are so similar to mine, but also she has a lot better way of explaining her thoughts and, like,
yeah,
things like that, so it's like, I also agree, but also she can keep going and explain more, it's like
yeah.
it's complicated, but I could listen to her forever, so
That's phenomenal. And God bless you for that because that is an amazing thing to look forward to. And I'll tell you what, you'll find out that as you get a little bit older, with that experience comes more language, comes more experience. The experience can translate into different words than it can before you have the experience. So
yeah,
yeah, so thank you for sharing that. That's really, really an extraordinary relationship.
it really
So
is.
yeah, good for you. And so with that in mind, or with everything else in mind, please complete this sentence. When I grow up, Bill, I would like to.
Be very financially comfortable, definitely. But
So give me an example or two of what that would look like for you, Jenna.
right. So I don't mean like I don't really wanna be rich, like, that's not what I mean. Like, I want to find, like, a job that can support me by myself and but also, like, comfortably. Like, I don't wanna have to worry about going paycheck to paycheck because, when you're a college student, which that's what I've been for the past 4 years, 4 or 5 years. You go paycheck to paycheck worrying if you can, get that extra thing you need for your apartment or your dorm room or whatever. Um, and I don't know, I feel like I just want to be able to find value in my living space, like, not for what it is, but for what I want for myself, and be able to, like, make it look the way I want and not really have to worry about, like obviously, you need to budget as an adult, that's just what comes with being an adult, but not have to take things away to pay for other things, like, not have to buy fresh ingredients so I can pay for a new couch, like, that kinda thing.
Sure.
So but I don't want to also rely on somebody else to be making my way through life, like, be able to afford the rent by myself, and if I want to live with a friend or whatever, then that's added on, so not worrying about who else is paying for this except for just me.
Yeah. It
So,
sounds like you'd like to be financially independent,
yes, like, completely.
and those unexpected things that come in that cost 2, $3,000 wouldn't be a problem.
Right, right.
Excellent. That's a pretty good when I wanna what I wanna be when I grow up. I love it. Yeah. And now, what is the most important thing in life to you right now?
Right now, when I first got here, um, in Korea, it was a huge culture shock. Like, obviously, that's gonna come with it, like, the buildings don't have the same language, people don't speak the same language, like, it's and also, where I am now is literally in the city, and where we come from, it is not the city by any means. It is very much my dad calls it the sticks, so
Mm.
very much rural. So everything was completely different here. So when I first got here, I was just so in my head of like, I want to go home. This is not for me. Like, I don't know how much I can do this. And that went on for like maybe 2 months. And I was like, this is not looking good. I had a really hard time adjusting. But now that I'm like, okay, I'm good, everything's fine. This is fine. Um, totally adjusted now, totally 100% fine. What I'm, like, trying to remind myself every day is, like, be present
Yeah.
and do not think like, don't be thinking, "I wanna be somewhere else," when you're here, like, you wanna be experiencing this, you want to be having memories here that you can remember when you aren't here anymore, like, this is not permanent, at least for me, that's not something I want to be permanent
Yeah.
forever,
Yeah.
so yeah, just being present and focusing on like the people that are around me, like giving them my undivided attention and letting them know that I'm right here in front of them. I'm not on my phone. I'm not sitting on my little switch or whatever. Like I am here and I'm focusing on this and enjoying my time here.
That's remarkable. And the whole idea of shifting your attention away from survival to, "Hey, let's enjoy this roller coaster ride," you know? And,
Yeah.
might not be here again, but what an opportunity to grow like a weed. Such a great thing.
Yeah. It
So,
took a lot of work to get there, but we're here. So
how about when you figure out which signs mean what in terms of getting food and something to drink and a place to buy, clothes and all that sort of thing, right?
yeah, I mean, that definitely knowing the language a little like a little bit helps me with that. I don't know how these other teachers get around not knowing anything. Honestly, I would have
Yeah.
ran for the hills if I were them, but
It's remarkable. I'm looking forward to having a more in-depth conversation with you about that whole transition. So, what would you like to leave in the world, Jenna, after your life is done?
um, I have no clue. I think I don't really have a lot of like attachment to like physical things and whatnot, but I think I would like to just make, like, a positive impact, like, I don't want people to have negative perspectives of me, like, lately, I've been trying to be, like, very positive because I know a lot of the time people have a very hard time of getting out of, like, a negative mindset, and I totally understand, like, I've been there, like I said, when I first came here, it was all negative thoughts. So I think because I've like been in that negative mindset where everything is only negative, having like a little bit of positive from the outside, I feel like maybe that'll make an impact on people. Like even just for a second of being like, okay, maybe this isn't so bad. So that's kind of a complex answer and not really like tangible, but I think just being some sort of positive in front of people and showing
Yeah.
that not everything is bad and just looking for like logical answers for things, not really sitting there wallowing in your own like brain, like be like, okay, this is our problem. This is what we need to do. Like we can do it. We can figure it out. And just kind of doing that everywhere I can and with every person I can. So,
Well, I'll tell you what, you've always treated me really, really well. And I appreciate that about you. And you've always left me feeling like, wow, isn't it lucky that I got to spend time with Jenna today?
oh, thank you.
And you know what I'm saying? You know that I'm saying the honest truth here, right? Because that's what
Right,
we've always had together is just that immediate, and then role playing and what have you, as we're talking about a mutual friend of ours that you're going to keep on the straight and narrow and all that good stuff.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think it's good that you're thinking now at your young age, but your very mature age in terms of appreciating all of the folks that you're around and how important it is to have your attention over there as opposed to in here.
Yeah.
That's not normal and usual these days, from what I've seen, and I think that's pretty cool. My humble opinion.
Yeah, it definitely took a lot of conversations with my parents and my friends of me just being like, "I don't know what to do," like, just panicking here, and them just being like, "You're there, like, please just enjoy your time, like, try your best at least to make it a positive experience. If after, 6 months or so, then that's a different conversation, but for the time being, just, like, take your time and adjust because it is still brand new,"
Yeah.
and that's what I did, and now I don't have any issues, so
You sound like normal, confident Jenna, no doubt about it.
good, that's promising.
So now we're to the what I call the baker's question. If you go to a decent bakery and you buy a dozen rolls, what is going to happen? He's going to or she's going to pop in another one for free, right? So you
Right.
get this question, no extra charge.
Okay.
What is the thing that most people misunderstand about you?
Um, I don't know if everyone would agree, but I think people think I'm really aggressive a lot. Like, when they first meet me or, like, I don't know, they think I'm aggressive because I come off very, like, I don't wanna say confident, but a little bit confident and a little bit, like, outspoken, and I'm kind of loud just naturally. So, a lot of people think I'm aggressive, and, like, my friends here that I've made with that I work with, they're like, "I would never wanna get into a fight with Jenna, like, I know I would lose," and I'm like, "I'm 5'2". I'm 5'2". Like, I can't really do anything. I'm not a fighter, but I think from the attitude that people think that I'm just ready to go at all times or ready to fight, which maybe on certain days that could be true, but in general, definitely not. Like, I'm non-confrontational most of the time. Like, I don't want to cause a problem, so I just keep it level-headed, and, like, I'm very logical and I want to, like, find solutions of things. I don't really want to just cause problems. So I don't know why people think I'm so aggressive. I'm really not aggressive, but yeah, I don't know. People just misinterpret that for some reason. But
I can see that. It's kind of hard for folks, especially after 2 years of COVID, and they're not used to talking to human beings hardly at all.
yeah,
And I give a lot of credit to your family, and I have a feeling that being raised with so many brothers and all the rest of that good stuff, that would tend to make you a little either self-confident or you'd be hiding in your room a lot.
right, right.
Yeah. So anyhow, well, you know what? That's fantastic. And folks at home, you need to understand that this young lady it's now what, 7:30 your time over in Korea?
7:30 a.m. Yeah.
Yep. And it's 5:27 here. So I'm at the end of my day. You're at the beginning of your day. And the two of us are excited to talk to each other and just plain having a great time. So before we say goodbye, do you have any questions of me?
Um. Ooh. I did not think about this. Let me see. Any questions? I mean, has it snowed yet back in back in Connecticut?
It has not snowed. As a matter of
Oh,
fact, it was 57 degrees today, Jenna, and it was raining.
ew,
Yeah, I
that is
know.
terrible.
I
Oh,
go, I agree with you. This should be against the law.
we're in a mountain basin where I'm in, so it rarely ever snows at all, which I am like, I wish I had known that before because I
Right.
love the snow and winter is my favorite. And I'm craving that like holiday feeling back that we get back in the north. So
Yeah.
I miss it. I need it.
Well, one of these days.
Yes, soon, soon. I will be on break for Christmas, so I will experience it for a little bit.
So are you going to go someplace in Korea where it's snowing, or are you coming back to the United States for a bit?
I'm going to come back home for a bit for only like five days or so because travel time and whatnot. But I am looking forward to it so much. I need a little refresher.
That's very smart of you, because when you're doing demanding work like you are over there, especially when you're without the snow, you're an ice station zebra, and it's very smart for you to have something to look forward to with family and loved ones back here. Anything else you'd like to say, or if you want to just summarize, or any last thoughts?
One thing for sure that I've learned being here, um, because I've had a lot of coworkers and friends like come and go because of contracts being, overlapping and whatnot. But one thing is, even though this experience was quite difficult at the beginning, and now I'm like totally good, and I'm really enjoying my day to day. Um, that this experience, like literally, you cannot trade it for anything in the world, and no amount of like money can trade this experience, honestly. So I really, really, really wish that people that maybe they don't have a plan of what they want to do, like they have very, very minimal experience. I only had waitressing experience before this. Um, that you should go somewhere and just try this out. Like the teaching thing is very, very popular now, and
Yeah,
they will let people with zero experience try it out, and they do great. Like I've heard positive feedback from my supervisors, and like I've never done teaching before, never been interacting with children this much, especially I'm the youngest. I never had to deal with that. So, and like this is like really probably going to be the most influential experience of my young adult life at this point. And moving here, you meet new people every single day. You learn how to do things by yourself in like a very extreme environment, but like it's not scary. You have people here to support you. Like it's great. And the kids here, at least like in the place that I'm in, they are so genuine, so kind. They're so young and crazily smart, like insane. They're 6 years old speaking fluently in English, like, it's insane.
yeah.
So, I really just want people to try this experience if it's something that they are interested in. If you wanna travel, if you wanna try something new, you don't have a lot of experience, but you want to kind of branch out and see what works, this is a great experience because it's only for 1 year, and you get all of your training, like, you have it made for you here, like, you really do, and all of the people will support you, and, like, your kids that you teach will support you, and, like, before I came here, I didn't see myself as, like, "Oh, I love children," like, I was not that kind of person, but now that I'm here and I've been experiencing, like, my life with them, it's just, like it's totally 360'd my whole perspective on people, and it's just, like, I would never trade this for anything. Like, I am so glad I didn't leave. Like, I'm so glad that waited, and I wish people would be less afraid of the challenges that come with it. Like, it really does take a while to adjust, but once you're past that, seriously life-changing, and I really hope that, like, maybe someone I know can experience this one day because it's so, so fruitful, like, there's so much to it. So,
Very
it's
clear, communicates very strongly, and I think that's excellent advice for anybody that's trying anything that's new and demanding and doesn't feel quite normal and feels a little bit awkward. Stick with it until until it does feel like there's something that you can do. And then if you don't like it, make a choice to do something else. But do yourself a favor and just hang in there and until you've got something that you can show for your time.
right, you really just need to at the beginning, you really need to just ground yourself as much as you can. Like, I was talking every day to my parents and my friends just to have that sort of separation of like, okay, now this is my comfort time. Like, after all the stress, now I have comfort. And then once you're 3 months in, you're totally, you're set.
Well, Ms. Jenna Rodrigues, I want to thank you for being my guest on the podcast for Simple Questions for 100 People. It's been a remarkable time. It's made my day, and I really hope it's made yours. And I just want to thank all of you at home for tuning in one more time. And just think about this. As Jenna said, we're at that time of year where there may be some people out there that won't think to call you, but would you send them an email or give them a phone call and just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I think you're pretty cool and I miss your face and I hope you're okay. If you'll do that with about 30 people in the next month, I have a feeling it'll make a difference in the world. But in the meantime, thanks again, Jenna. I really appreciate it. And you at home, thank you as well.
You've been listening to Simple Questions for 100 People, part of the Exvadio Podcast Network. You can find every episode at exvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcast app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and wherever you find podcasts.